Turmoil plagues the Roman Empire. Hunger, disease, and general strife run rampant.
Don't forget the barbarians.
Or the taxes.
My dog ran away, and now I'm just depressed.
Anyway, the Roman citizens are looking for somewhere to turn, and the growing Christian faith is looking to grow its church and spread the word of the Lord. Ah, here comes our faithful Christian now.
Hello. Do you want to hear the teachings of the 12 apostles?
What's in it for me?
Eternal salvation.
All right, let's hear it.
This unknown speaker is about to begin a sermon that will be recorded and remembered as the Didache, or the teachings of the 12 apostles, in an attempt to convince the crowd to be baptized into Christianity. This is no ordinary Jewish crowd, however. This is a crowd of Gentiles.
What does that mean?
We worship Jupiter and the rest of the Roman gods.
Oh yeah, Jupiter is the best. He has no morals and thousands of children. All we have to do is make a sacrifice every once in a while to the gods and stay out of their way, then we're free to do whatever we want.
The Christian faith certainly has more rules than that, and the speaker knows it. But he has a plan.
I've got it. I'll emphasize the compassion of the Christian faith during my sermon, rather than the strict rules, so the Gentiles decide to be baptized.
And just how are you planning on doing that?
First, I'll open with the law of love to draw in the Gentiles. Then, when I'm explaining all the rules, I'll try to comfort the crowd by referring to them as my children, so they know they have support. Finally, I'll explain to them that they do not have to be perfect, because God's mercy and compassion are so great. It's foolproof.
We'll see about that.
What's that supposed to mean?
Hey, I have somewhere to be, you know.
Who are you talking to anyway?
Oops, I forgot that I'm not supposed to be interacting with the characters. The next thing you know, I'll be breaking the fourth wall. Are you ready to start, audience? I think the speaker's about to begin the sermon.
The teaching of the Lord to the Gentiles by the 12 apostles. There are two ways, one of life and one of death. And there's a great difference between these two ways. Now, this is the way of life. First, you shall love God who made you. Second, your neighbor as yourself. And whatever you do not wish to happen to you, do not do to others.
Love?
Loving God?
Loving and respecting our neighbors like they were ourselves?
Weird. I've never heard of a religion that talks about love before.
It's strangely comforting.
Because love is comforting.
Whoa, man, that's deep.
Thank you, I know.
Shh, I want to hear more about it.
You must love those who hate you, and you will not have an enemy. Abstain from physical and bodily cravings.
Wait, what? We have to abstain from something? That's so strict.
I'm not used to that at all.
You know, that would have really scared me, but his opening laws about love are so nice and convincing that I'm less scared about what he's talking about now.
Yeah, he almost eased us into it. I was going to leave, but that love and compassion he was talking about earlier put me in such a good mood that I'm going to stick around and will most likely be baptized because I stayed.
All according to my plan. Compassion, you've done it again.
What did you say?
Nothing. Anyway, moving on to more laws. Don't be angry, for anger leads to murder. My children, do not be lustful, for lust leads to fornication. My child, do not be a liar, since lying leads to theft.
Oh, those are some serious commands. They sounded kind of strict.
No anger? How can he expect me to not be angry? That's impossible.
But he called me his child. That changes the entire tone of the sentence.
He's right. When he called me his child, he felt more like a father figure than someone just telling me what to do.
Yeah, it felt like he was watching out for me and trying to protect me. It was comforting.
The rules seemed intimidating before, but he's being so fatherly that I'm inspired not to disappoint him.
How compassionate of him.
He's making me more tempted to stay and become baptized.
Wait, has anyone been listening to the rest of his sermon? What is he even saying anymore?
Shh, let's listen.
See that no one leads you astray from this way of teaching, for such a person teaches you without regard for God. For if you are able to bear the whole yoke of the Lord, you will be perfect. But if you are not able, then do what you can.
Bearing the whole yoke? What does that mean?
I think it means following all of the rules that he already told us. If you can follow all of the rules, then you'll be perfect in the eyes of the Lord.
But that's so hard.
I don't think I can do that. Does that mean I can't become a Christian?
No, he said that if we can't bear the whole yoke, then we should just do what we can.
Oh, he understands how difficult bearing the yoke would be. I feel less scary pressure to be perfect because he is so understanding.
I feel accepted even though I won't be perfect. That's incredibly compassionate of the speaker and of the Christian faith.
I want to get baptized now because compassion has made me feel like I don't have to be perfect.
Me too.
And me.
Success! Another successful day converting Gentiles with the compassion of the Lord.
Honing in on compassion rather than law in order to appeal to the Gentiles was not only utilized in the age of the didache, but continues to be a tactic expressed by the Church today.
Hi everyone, I'm Pope Francis, head of the modern Roman Catholic Church. I'm trying to reach out to atheists and people of other religions, in addition to other Catholics. In order to do that, I'm putting a greater emphasis on acceptance and charity, and less emphasis on denouncing sins.
How compassionate! That's just like the speaker of the didache. But don't take my word for it, let's bring in the modern Gentiles.
Yo,
What's up?
I don't like the Catholic faith because I don't feel like I can live up to its rules, so I'm just not going to bother.
Yeah, I feel like I would just get in trouble all the time.
You know, as I said during my first Angelus, God never tires of forgiving us.
I don't know what an angelus is, but I like the sound of forgiveness.
So no matter how many times I mess up or sin, God will be willing to forgive me.
That's right.
That's nice of him.
It's so compassionate.
Hey, would you want to check out church this Sunday? I could use some forgiveness.
Sure, I could use some too.
Even in modern day, compassion and passion draw people to Christianity. The tactic utilized by Pope Francis was not new. It was used by some of the very first preachers, like the speaker in the didache. The didache not only relates to modern times, but it's a text that stretches beyond the scope of Christianity itself because it's directed at all the Gentiles, placing Christianity outside of the church and into the world.